Welcome to the World Options video series on how to install our global shipping app into your Shopify store. If you're new to our services, World Options have been providing global discounted shipping services to businesses since 2004. All of our shipping tools are free to use, and all of our costs of using the services is built into our shipping rates. We have a number of premium carriers that collect from your collection address and deliver globally. Now, not only do we support Shopify users, we also support many other shopping carts as well and order management systems. This site itself is built in Shopify, and by adding a product to the cart, you'll be able to adjust the address to see the many locations covered by our service. You will need an account to get started. You can do this by speaking to your local World Options representative or apply online using this page here. If you're already a World Options customer or have received your account details, you can head on over to step 2 to set up your third-party shipping rates. Step 2 is simple. We need to enable shipping rates by third-party couriers. You do this by going to chat.shopify.com. I've got a page open here, and if you just press enter, you will come to this little box here. You can type in anything to help you get started, but what you need to do is go over here, so get help from the Shopify support, and you want to go to this left hand side here, chat with us. Once you've started that process and entered your information, you need to ask them to do one thing, and that is for them to enable the third-party shipping rate on your account. There is no additional cost to the service, but they do require you to be billed annually. The benefit to this is a 10% savings, so it will be well worth the change. Once Shopify have completed the stage, you are now ready to install the app. This can be via the App Store or using the link in the World Options installation guide found in the World Options preferences. The next step will be connecting the World Options portal and Shopify. The next step is adding your World Options credentials to the Shopify app. Once you've uploaded or installed from the App Store, simply go to the World Options Global Shipping, and on there you can click into the settings. As you can see, I've got mine pre-filled already. Your API key and service URL can all be found in your World Options preferences. Your username and login are the same username and login that you use to log into World Options. There are a handful of settings to edit. For example, allowed shipping countries, you can deselect or select your weight, whether you want to auto book your shipment or whether you want to have it stored to a CSV. You've got your tracking numbers to display at checkout or not, and whether you want it enabled or not. The next step will be to add your shipping preferences. Our next focus is to tell the World Options shipping service who, where, and what you are shipping. We do that by clicking Add Preferences. This is mostly a one-time setup. However, you may want to return to tweak some of the settings after the setup process is complete. If entering the preferences for the first time, you will be asked to unblock your pop-ups for World Options. We first start off with your company details, logo and color for your commercial invoices. Next is your sender information, along with default backup rates. And most importantly, our packaging box dimensions. It's essential these are filled in correctly. These sizes pass to the World Options portal once we know which box will be used. The World Options app will calculate the volume of your products in your cart and then select a box size appropriate. It's probably best to speak to your warehouse manager to obtain all of the internal dimensions of your shipping cartons. Give them a name and then state the max weight and whether they are in stock or not. Lastly is your collection information. Once you're happy, proceed to save and use the green bar at the top. Click here to return back to Shopify. The next step will be to tell Shopify to use World Options as a shipping option. Let's now head on over to our Shopify store settings. Firstly, we are going to tell our checkout to require a telephone number. Some carriers have telephone numbers as a mandatory field. Without it, the checkout will complete, however you won't get a label. So we do that by going to checkout, scrolling down to form options, and selecting shipping address phone number is required. Next, we want to tell the Shopify to choose world options at checkout. And we do that by going back and go to shipping. This should already be set up, but you may wish to adjust your settings to add additional carriers and services that will display in price order. Once you're happy with the carrier settings, the next step will be adding a new product to your product catalog, detailing all the areas needed for global shipping. By adding a new product to your catalog, we can create a test product that you can use to practice. If you have existing products already, we do have a bulk edit tool, however it still encourages you to watch this process to understand the additional world options settings. Okay, there you go. I've added a new Shopify product, and I've also added some variants as well, so it might look a little bit different than yours. If you click on edit, you'll then be taken to a section which looks a little bit more familiar to you. There's the pricing, the inventory, and the shipping. I'm just going to talk a little bit about this shipping area here. For Europe, we use KG. However, you may wish to log into your World Options portal quick quote to see which weight variant is used for your country. Next is the customs information. This information is essential to international shipping and is displayed on the commercial invoice, along with your title of the product, the quantity and price. Once you have your product, you can now add the final details needed for shipping accurately. At the top, there is a tab with more actions. Click the Add Shipping Details. Here you will find the fields to enter the length, width, height, and country of manufacture. In addition to these fields, you may also wish to add protection to your products. You can do this by adding a packing buffer. We also have a packing type. In most cases, this will be set to shared. However, there are some products you may have that are sent in their own container, and you simply add a label to the box. This will be a lengthy task to do each product individually, so to speed up the process, there is a bulk editing tool nested away. On the products page, tick box, and then actions will appear on the right hand side. Click the product bulk edit. Here you will be able to edit in bulk your products and variants. I must remind you that this is a one-time process. Once you have completed your shipping data, you will never have to manually create a shipping label or create a commercial invoice again. The setup is now complete. The next step will be to actually fulfill orders. Once an order has been placed, fulfilling your order is super simple. You will be able to access your shipping label, box configuration, and even your commercial invoice direct from the Shopify login. To access these documents, you need to go to the recent order, select more actions, and then print any details needed for your shipment. As you can see here, I've got a number of fulfilled shipments, some unfulfilled. I'll come back to those in a moment. Let's click on this shipment that I've just done a couple of moments ago. As you can see here, you've got your tracking number for your UPS, you've got your notes for the shipments, and at the top here, you've got more actions. If I select that down, I can view the label, and as you can see there, I can print that. I can view the packaging. As you can see here, I've got my outer box, which is my medium box from my warehouse. This product here will be able to fit in the medium box. Obviously, there's only one product. It must be a little bit too big for the small box, so it's chosen this one instead. And finally, I've got my commercial invoice. As you can see here, it's got 4 pages ready to go. Going back to the orders, There are 2 here that are unfulfilled. Now let's click into those to find out why. As you can see here in the notes section, it says missing or invalid ship to address line 1. Let's scroll down to the address. So you can see here that the address line 1 is really long. So what it's done, it's kicked it out because it's actually too long, so it will need editing and fixing. Anytime when you see an order has a note and is unfulfilled, it probably means that the order needs fixing. There might be a number of reasons, but it will tell you in that note section. Unfortunately, at this moment, this shipment doesn't have a label. However, we've got you covered. Select the shipments and go to Actions and Export Non-Auto Booked Orders. At this point, you can download open up the CSV, and you can see the CSV file there. That can then be imported into our World Options system and placed into our ship manager. Tracking numbers are automatically sent to your customer soon after you access the order. In addition to Shopify, we also partner with Limworks if Shopify is only one of your sales channels. If you have any problems during the installation process, please get in touch with the World Options IT team, who will be able to help you with your problem. We'd like to welcome you and thank you for choosing World Options. Happy shipping.